Islamic calendar, they have passed, then Allah permitted to fight them and to kill these mushriks, obstinate ones. Then kill the mushriks wherever you find them, and capture them and besiege them and prepare for them each and every ambush, because they had exceeded all the limits. But if they repent and perform the salah and give the zakah, then leave their way free. Verily Allah is oft forgiving, most merciful. Because there is now a greater benefit. These obstacles have to be removed. Some of the ulama, remember the stages now of jihad earlier which we spoke about? The turning away, the forgiveness, the pardoning, and then the permission to make jihad, and then the final form of it now, the general jihad. Some of the ulama rahimahullah said that this ayah, this is called the verse of the sword, ayat al-sayf, nasikha li jami' al-ayat, abrogates all the verses of pardoning and refraining and to fight only those who fight us. They said this verse totally abrogates all the verses. And this is ayat al-sayf wa hiya ayat al-qital, together with those from Surah Al-Anfal. This is what is mentioned by some of the scholars of tafsir and other than the tafsir. And the like of this verse, as we mentioned earlier, وَقَاتِلُوهُمْ حَتَّى لَا تَكُونَ فِتْنَةٌ وَيَكُونَ الدِّينُ كُلُّهُ لِلَّهِ, and fight them that there is no more fitna and that the deen is for Allah totally. And as in Surah Bara'a also, وَقَاتِلُوا الْمُشْرِكِينَ كَافَّةً, and fight all the mushriks كَمَا يُقَاتِلُونَكُمْ كَافَّةً, as they fight you all. وَاعْلَمُوا أَنَّ اللَّهَ مَعَ الْمُتَّقِينَ, and know that verily Allah is with the muttaqeen, the pious. And قَاتِلُوا الَّذِينَ لَا يُؤْمِنُونَ بِاللَّهِ وَلَا بِالْيَوْمِ الْآخِرِ, and fight those who don't believe in Allah and the last day. The ayah of jizya, the ayah of tax on those who don't accept Islam. And that they said this covers all, whether from the people of the book or all mushriks. And others from the scholars said no, this is the ayah of jizya, the ayah of tax, covers only Ahl al-Kitab and the like them from the Magians. However, those who are not from the people of fighting, like women, children, blind one, insane, monks, then, and those who cannot fight, and the elderly, according to the majority of the scholars, they are not to be fought. And some of the people of knowledge even mentioned ijma', consensus, not to kill the women, the children. And the Prophet ﷺ, it is affirmed that he forbade the killing of men and children, as in authentic narrations, and also the monks and the elderly and the like. On the other hand, some of the noble scholars as well mentioned that this ayah to sayf, this ayah of the sword, ليست ناسخة ولكن الأحوال تختلف, that this verse of Tawbah, verse 5, the ayah of the sword, is not abrogating. ولكن الأحوال تختلف, however conditions may vary. and similarly all the other verses of declaring the openness of jihad. And that it is also not abrogating of the verse لا إكراه في الدين, and not abrogating that of the verse there is no compulsion in religion, because we already explained what it means, no compulsion in religion. There is no compulsion in religion because the matter is clear. The deen is so clear that it's only an obstinate who rejects it. This is the meaning of this verse. And as our Shaykh Rahimahullah mentioned, that the fighting was ordained on the Muslims and to fight the mushriks, so that the word of Allah be prevailing, not shirk. Either by them accepting Islam or paying the tax in humiliation. قال رحمه الله نحن لا نكرههم على الإسلام. We don't force them and compel them upon Islam. لا نقول لا بد أن تسلموا. We don't tell them you must be Muslims. ولكن نقول, rather we say لا بد أن يكون الإسلام ظاهر. It's inevitable that Islam is to be prevalent. So either you accept Islam and وحياكم الله and you are most welcome, وإما and you have received the greeting of Allah, وإما أن تبقوا على دينكم, or that you stay on your deen. ولكن you have to pay the tax, because this is the might of Islam. This is part of the prevalence of Islam. Then if they don't accept the Islam and they refuse to pay the jizya, then وجب علينا قتالهم. Then it becomes inevitable that an obligation to fight them. And this is when ability is there, when conditions of jihad are met. So therefore some of the scholars said, as you know now, that this verse of Ayatul Sayf, Surah At-Tawbah, chapter 9, verse 5, and the others, is not abrogating to these verses of pardoning and fighting only those who fight us and all of this, because conditions may differ. They said, if the Muslims are strong and they have the reverence and the authority on the land, they use the Sayf, they use Ayat al-Sayf, they utilize the verse of 9:5 and all the other verses similar to it in meaning, and they fight all the kafirs until they enter the fold of the deen of Allah or pay the tax. And when the Muslims are weak, وَإِذَا ضَعُفَ الْمُسْلِمُونَ وَلَمْ يَقْوُوا عَلَى الْقِتَالِ, and they are unable to fight.